Skin the Hardaway. I'm tripping off your ass, MP. Skin the Hardaway 17. Back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you here for a good time or a long time, if y'all could do your boy solid. Hit that thumbs up, smash that like button for your boy when you roll in. Man, we here for a good time, not a long time. If this your first time, if you could not make it your last time, hit that subscription button as well when you scroll on through. We about to have us a boxing conversation real quick. Uh, Let me say what's up to everybody in the building. What's good? My guy MP, what the fuck? TWT in the building. The Queen Shawala. What's good, Queen? Skywalker Boxing. TWT. What's good, my man? Appreciate you sliding through. If y'all could get your boy right, hit that thumbs up for your boy. All right, so we here to have us a David Benavidez. David Benavidez is coming off his win. David Benavidez is coming off his win, last week over Caleb Plant. David Morrell has a fight coming up pretty soon. David Morrell has a fight coming up pretty soon on the Javante Tank Davis fight card, right? So he's been doing his press runs, his presses and everything. And David Benavidez came up again, right, in one of the David Morrell press conferences. Again, as we all know, David Morrell, when David Benavidez, started to say, nobody in this division will call my name, nobody in this division will fight me, David Morrell was one of the first guys who stepped up and said, I'll fight you, David Benavidez, right? And then you had David Morrell's trainer. You had David Morrell's trainer come out and say, yeah, we'll be willing to fight David Benavidez, but, not just yet, right? So they kind of, flattened out David Morrell versus David Benavidez's talk, right? And then David Morrell had a fight about a couple months ago. The guy's first name is eluding me, but the guy's last name is like useless. What's good? What's good, Jelly Bean? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Jelly Bean. Glad you can make it. If y'all could, do your boy a favor. Hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know that we talking this good boxing. We ain't gonna be here too long. Just want to have this conversation with y'all real quick, right? David Morrell Jr. Had a fight against Yorobilis, right? I know I'm butchering his name, but David Morrell's last fight, right before this one, he had a fight against a young up and coming promising contender, right? And he ended up stopping the contender. He ended up stopping him pretty bad, right? It was a pretty bad stoppage, right? The guy had to go to the hospital. He had to be in a coma. You know what I mean? There were a lot of people thinking that he Ados. There were people thinking that he may or may not make it, right? But he eventually did end up coming to. Right? And he's up and at it again. But after that performance by David, it was then, right, where everybody and even David Morrell's trainer then said, well, I think David, Morrell Jr. is ready for that David Benavidez fight, right? David Benavidez is coming off his win over Caleb Plant. Now, next in line for David Benavidez, right, if everything happens the way that it's supposed to happen, right, if everything happens the way that it's supposed to happen, next in line for David Benavidez would be a Canelo Alvarez fight, right? But we all know how, boxing works, right? We all know how Canelo Alvarez worked. We even had Canelo Alvarez come out and say that he's not really fighting, Mexican fighters, right? We know that Canelo Alvarez has a fight with John Ryder next, right? And we also know that we got Eddie Hearn, who's been pushing this Canelo Alvarez versus B-Ball rematch, on us for a minute, right? No, I personally, I'm not all too certain, right, if Canelo Alvarez beats David Benavidez, right? I will favor Canelo Alvarez, but it's not a foregone that Canelo will beat. That Canelo will beat David Benavidez, and for that reason, I think that at this stage in his career, Canelo Alvarez really isn't, too keen in taking that fight with David Benavidez, right? I don't think at this point in his career Canelo wants to fight anybody who will pose a threat, like David Benavidez. I'm sorry to kind of, burst you guys' bubble and whatnot, but I do truly believe, right? I do truly believe we will be able to get a David Morrell fight versus David Benavidez before we're able to get a Canelo Alvarez fight versus David Benavidez. And I'm going to tell you two reasons, right? The first reason, I just told you, I don't think Canelo Alvarez really wants to fight David Benavidez because it's not a foregone conclusion that Canelo Alvarez will beat David Benavidez, right? So that's one reason that I don't think that he will want to fight him, right? The reason number two is we had David Benavidez's father and trainer, Jose Benavidez. I know you guys remember, right? After David Benavidez fought Caleb Plant, he called out Canelo Alvarez. Jose Benavidez Sr., the trainer of David Benavidez, a couple of days after David Benavidez, made that statement that he wanted Canelo Alvarez, his pops, and I don't know if y'all, seen it, checked it out, but it did happen, right? You could do your homework. You don't got to just take my word for it. Jose Benavidez Sr., he came out, he issued an apology, right? He issued an apology to the fans and to Canelo. And the apology stated that he said that he was sorry for, calling out Canelo Alvarez as if Canelo Alvarez was obligated. I mean, as if Canelo Alvarez actually could fight him next when David Benavidez himself knows that he is dedicated to promotional fights, right? So I really think, right, and actually I could stop like really saying I think, right, because I really know, right? But David Benavidez and David Morrell Jr. It's more than likely to happen than Canelo versus David Benavidez because David Benavidez and David Morrell Jr. are both on the same promotional side already, right? It's already a history between these two fighters, right? There was a point in time, that these two fighters knocking for position to fight Canelo Alvarez. You got David Benavidez, who is the WBC man, the two shakings and everything, right? Check out the rankings, you will see that David Morrell Jr. is the WBA regular champion, meaning that he's next in line for Canelo Alvarez title shot also, right? If you guys remember correctly, there was a time when Canelo Alvarez stated, he said, "Oh, you guys fight each other now, winner, right?" That's what's about to happen with David Morrell and David Benavidez. Skywalker said, "I agree. Canelo not fighting either for a while. Battle of David still a great fight." You know, that's what's about to happen. You know what I mean? Right now, David Benavidez and David Morrell Jr. are both going to fight one another. Whoever wins that fight, then only then will they be able to back Canelo Alvarez into a corner, and possibly even still Canelo Alvarez may, choose to not fight one of those guys. Basically, when Jose Benavidez Senior came out and he dropped the ball, he dropped the dime, right? He came out and said in his apology that he apologized for calling out Canelo Alvarez as if they really could fight, knowing that he already had, promotional obligations, to the PBC, meaning that we're about to get a string of PBC fights. Probably, Morrell and David Benavidez, Charlo Benavidez, Charlo Morrell, Charlo Lara, something like that. It's about to be a mixture up in middleweights at the PBC that's about to explode. I've been talking about this for a minute, man. If you've been around while you've been up on T, y'all know I've been saying the 160 division about to open up, right? And it very well could bleed into the 168 pound division with guys going up and with guys going down. Let me see, can y'all hear me? Yeah, okay. With guys going up and guys going down, right? Now it's about to start happening. Pretty much, y'all. David Benavidez and David Morrell Jr., that thing's set in stone. And Jose Benavidez kind of let it out the bag already, when he issued that apology, after David Benavidez called out Canelo Alvarez, right? But David Morrell Jr., he came out and he stated that he said after he beat his next opponent, he said he's not overlooking his next opponent, but after he beat his next opponent, David Benavidez is the fight that he wants, right? And because, of the things that I just stated, I don't believe Canelo Alvarez is willing to fight David Benavidez, right? Because I don't think that's a winner. I don't think that's a outright winnable fight for Canelo Alvarez. So I think at this point in his career, David Benavidez is too big of a risk for his reward, right? In his mind. Two, that fight is going to happen, right? Because it's already been rumblings that they already been negotiating. It's already been rumblings, right? That those two were lined up to fight. And now you got Jose Benavidez Senior basically coming out. Jose Benavidez Senior basically coming out telling us, uh, you know, my bad for calling out Canelo because I already got obligations to the PBC, right? But I digress. WBA regular super middleweight champion David Morrell will be looking to make a statement on April 22nd when he makes his voluntary defense against Sana Ajabeco as part of the Showtime pay-per-view undercard between Gervonta St. Davis and Ryan Garcia. The event will take place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Morrell, 8-0, is coming off a bruising stoppage win over previously unbeaten mandatory challenger Adios Yarbosanuli. Yarbosanuli, that's how you say his name. Adios. My bad. My bad. Let me go. But yeah, State Danger, what's good? Skywalker, what's good? What's good? He said a lot of people think Morrell's still a cherry and needs more experience, but he's fast tracking. I think he's ready to prove it's in the pudding. Damn near killed the man. We about to talk about it. My bad, y'all. My bad. My bad. But yeah, Morrell is 8-0, coming off a bruising stoppage to then unbeaten mandatory challenger Ados Sanuli in November. Should he win, Morrell wants to secure a crack at the WBC interim champion David Benavidez at the end of the year. This the words of David Morrell Jr. What's good, Stay Danger? This the words of David Morrell Jr. He said, I'm very excited to be the co-main event of this incredible night for boxing, said Morrell. Tank Davis is one of the biggest in the sports. Is one of the biggest superstars in the sport. Those are misprint. And my aspiration, as is my aspiration, to be on that Mount Rushmore of boxing next to him. On April 22nd, I'm going to dispatch my opponent in sensational fashion. And after this fight, I want the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. But I first have to get past a tough and very capable opponent, Ajabico. I intend to take care of my business April 22nd on the Gervonta Davis Ryan Garcia card. And then I look forward to taking on David Benavidez in a fight that the fans want to see. I am very thankful to my entire team for the incredible opportunity to fight on such a big stage, right? So David Morrell Jr. is doubling, tripling, you know what I mean, down on that doubling, tripling down on that David Benavidez fight. And sure enough, the hype, right? The hype around this fight, it basically started when David Benavidez kind of started the the run of, nobody wants to fight me. None of these guys want to fight me. These guys is ducking me. That's when David Morrell Jr., started pressing heavy for that David Benavidez fight. And there was an instance in there, right, where his corner and his team was saying that, nah, we don't think that he's ready just yet. But after that Ados or Arbosanuli fight, right, the team came out and they quickly said that, they think David Morrell ready for that fight. And y'all, I just gonna tell y'all, right, what's being told to me, right, and I believe it, what's being told to me, because who is being told to me back, right? What's being told to me is that fight with David Benavidez and David Morrell Jr. already pretty much done, that thing's set in stone. It's just a matter of them announcing it. they've been on the crash course, you know what I mean, for a second now, and it's all about to come to hit. You know what I mean? It's all about to come to hit. Jamal Charlo gonna be coming back into action this summer as well, right? His opponent ain't set in stone yet. I'm not sure if he gonna fight I'm not sure if he gonna fight a tune-up type of guy, right? Or I'm not sure if he gonna go right into a fight with Israel Lara, you know what I mean, or something like that. But I'm also hearing that he got a fight that'll be coming, across the docket soon. There's Jamal Charlo. But I'm hearing pretty much, man, this Dave Benavidez and Dave Morrell fight is a fight that's gonna happen. It's pretty much just about them announcing it, you know what I mean, or not, right? But just to hit on what Skywalker said about some people think David Morrell being a cherry pick. I 100% disagree. Nothing about David Morrell says cherry pick. Actually, when you really break it down, to the science, David Benavidez has that experience, right, of fighting Caleb Plant. But when you look at like the pedigree of boxer, David Morrell Jr., his amateur pedigree, right, is second to none. Right. So what he lacks in number of fights, he makes up for an amateur experience. Like he's had over 200 and something amateur fights. You know what I mean? David Benavidez had about 8 amateur fights. You know what I mean? Just look at him. They don't look like a guy with only 8 fights, right? That guy was 18 years old and he beat amateur gold medalist. He beat an amateur gold medalist, Julio Cesar. This is how you say his name, Julio Cesar. He beat him when he was 18 years old. When that dude was like a 2-time gold medalist. That dude's still in the Olympics. He like 29 years old. You know what I mean? He's not a cherry pick, a cherry by being fresh in the division, right? Okay. Skywalker, man, I think that man is dangerous. I think that's a dangerous fight for David Benavidez, right? He not gonna have to. The thing where I think he gonna run into, at 32, lost to an amateur. Okay, the champ side report, EJ versus Bud, June 17th. Man, everybody reporting it now, man. They reporting it. I've been saying this for the longest, man. Every time Earl and Bud about to have a fight, they tell me they about to fight. Every time Earl and Bud about to have a fight, they tell me they about to fight. What I'm gonna do this time is stay dangerous, bro. I'm gonna just be alerted. I'm gonna just be surprised with everybody else. But David Morrell and David Benavidez, that thing. What I'm hearing is right. That thing pretty much set in stone. So this is John did, and I believe because I know we know dang well Canelo Alvarez ain't trying to fight neither one of these guys. In fact, we know Canelo Alvarez already came out and said, "How about y'all all fight each other and now fight the winner?" Caleb Plant just fought David. We got Morrell about to fight David Benavidez, right? And the winner of that may very well be taking on Jamal Charlo, depending on what Jamal Charlo do. Maybe not in Charlo's next fight, right? But pretty soon. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna keep y'all in this thing too long. Just drop that on y'all real quick. That was a little boxing conversation. I'm gonna do some fight breakdowns, predictions a little later on, so y'all be on the lookout. Skin the Hardaway Sudden T. This ain't the past, this ain't the future, but it's the present. That's how we rocking, and I'm out. Love.